Hey friend, it's Jess, your marriage coach, your relationship support person. I've been there. I took a marriage that was destined for divorce and turned it into a thriving, healthy relationship. And I'm sharing with you every single thing that we did to get to this point. And this weekend, we were in a situation where I thought to myself, this is something I need to share. This is a real life perspective shift that I need to share so that you can understand how my brain works in real time. I'm going to be honest with you. I am an undiagnosed ADHD brain, and that's not something I take lightly. I am somebody who deals with extreme anxiety. And for a long time, I just thought that that's the way I was born. That's who I was, and it just is what it is. If you are a high functioning anxious person, or you think you're a high functioning anxious person, I want you to listen to this. My husband is somebody who can make a decision, and that's it. I am somebody who makes a decision and then questions the decision the first chance I get when it might have been the wrong decision. And then I play over and over and over in my head why it was a bad decision and why we should have done something different. Unfortunately, we know that you can't go back and change the past, but you can take the information that you learn and apply it to the future. So this weekend, my husband and I went side by siding. That is an off-road vehicle, if you don't know. Where we live here in Southeast Idaho, we have trails, more trails than there is roads for actual vehicles. And that's one of our most favorite things to do, is to take off on a Saturday, pack a cooler, put it in the back of our side by side, and head out for the day. We went on Saturday and we were having an amazing time. We were out cruising and we came up on an accident, and a pretty bad one. And we actually got stuck. They were bringing in ambulances and fire trucks, and we had to shut off our vehicle and stop and wait for about an hour for them to make sure these people were okay, get them to the hospital, and ultimately it cut off the roadway. So we had to just hang out. We then were able to get through that and realize that we didn't get gas when we stopped for lunch. When we were at the gas station, we needed to get gas and we completely forgot. So we had to turn around, go back and get gas. This put us back hours. So I had originally said that I wanted to be back by dinner time. Well, now we are hours behind what we were going to be. And I felt myself starting to get anxious. I felt myself starting to not have fun. And I was going to take it out on him because in my brain, when we chose to go a certain way, it was fine. But now that we're back hours and the time is changing, and now ultimately we're not going to be home at dinner time, I was starting to get super anxious, super overwhelmed, super irritated, irritable. And old Jess would have taken it out on him. I would have said things like, we shouldn't have gone this way. You knew that this was going to be longer. You should have just taken us straight home. We shouldn't have gone this way. We should have gone the faster way. You. We hear the common denominator is that I always want to put the blame on him. When the truth is, he asked which way I wanted to go home. And I agreed to still continue to go the same route home, knowing that it would still be the long way, the way that we had wanted to. So in my head, while we're driving, I'm playing over this scenario. How do I want to respond? How am I going to respond? How do I take this from me being anxious to I want to calm down? How do I calm myself down in this moment? Because we are given a choice. When you start to feel yourself escalate into anxious and irritable and you want to start to lash out, we have a choice to make. And in that moment, Saturday, I had a choice to make. I could take it out on him, and he has no idea what's going on in my brain. None. He has no idea that this is playing out in my brain, nor is it his job or responsibility to know that this is playing out in my brain. But it's my job and my responsibility to take control of my actions and be able to convey in a way that is loving and respectful. So I finally had said to myself, okay, why are you anxious? Because you had said you want to be home at 5 at dinner time? Do you need to be home at dinner time? Like, what is making you feel like this no longer can be fun because you are now later? I have nothing at home waiting for me that needs to get done. I'm not late for anything. It's okay. It's okay that plans changed. It's okay. My brain struggles with change. That is a piece of ADHD, that brains struggle with quick change. I like structure. I like schedules. I like things to go the way that I have them planned. When they don't, that's not his fault that my brain reacts that way. It's not my fault, but it's a real thing that I need to understand. So I have to be able to be the one to say, it's my brain that I need to control. It's my reactions that I need to control. I need to understand what's happening and why my brain is reacting this way. So I said to myself, you have no reason, you have nothing that you need to be home for. You have nothing, you're not late for anything. It is totally okay that you guys, just because you wanted to be home at this certain time, doesn't mean that you have to, or doesn't mean that getting home later is wrong or bad, nor is it his fault, nor is it something that he needs to be in control of. So when we got to our destination, finally, I was able to enjoy the rest of the ride. And we got home and I said to him, I was struggling because we were put back a few hours. And we were able to talk about why my brain struggles with that. Was able to say, hey, I was super frustrated and it totally wasn't your fault. It was on me. You did nothing wrong. And I'm sorry that I might have been a little feisty for a few minutes, why I regulated that. I thought this was important to share with you in real time because I'm years into this work. Years. This is a skill that you have to build. This is not some information that we're born with. We have to learn it and understand it. And this is what I mean when I say, you guys, investing in you, doing the work in you is the greatest thing you'll ever do. You will never regret it because you will become a calmer, more at peace, there's nothing cooler than being able to understand why you're reacting a certain way and then changing it. If you want to do something different and be something different, that starts with you, not your spouse. Old Jess would have made it all about him. It was his fault that he decided to go that way. It was his fault that we got home, and it was his fault that my nervous system was out of whack. But it's not. It's not his fault at all. The way that my nervous system reacts is on me, and that's okay. I'm allowed to react, but then I'm also responsible for conveying that to him in a way that is respectful and kind and loving. He doesn't know what's going on with my body. He doesn't know how I'm responding to a situation. And it's not his job to know. It's also my job to change it if it needs to be changed. So taking it out on him was not something that I wanted to do. I used to. Full disclosure, I used to. But now I understand that this is not a him problem. This is a me. I need to understand me so that I can react appropriately. So I say this to tell you that I am years into this work and things like this still happen. We will forever be a work in progress, but there's something really cool when you understand it and you can start to see the changes in your actions and how you show up in a relationship. Saturday could have been a wedge for disconnection, an open door for further disconnection in our relationship, or it could become something where we're able to talk about how I react, who I am, and how I'm able to change that. We either get two options. We can either react in a way that increases disconnection, or we can react in a way that closes that gap and we're able to reconnect with our partner. We're able to learn about each other. We're able to grow into each other. I am growing as a person and I want him to grow next to me. I want him to help me become a better version. That requires me taking the responsibility to guide him and allow him to come in and walk by my side with that. So if you're here and you're listening to this and this is something that resonates with you, I want you to share that with me. In the Reconnect framework, I give you verbiage and words and things to say and how to walk through these situations when something starts to escalate. Okay, pause and ask these questions. What am I feeling? Why? Is this triggering something else? Where did this stem from? There's all of these questions and modules and step-by-step instructions in the framework that allows you to work through this in real time. I didn't get here by guessing. I didn't get here by hoping. I didn't get to this spot out of downloading another freebie. I got here because I invested in something that was actually tangible. I invested in myself. I was able to say, yes, I am worth it. And I want you to say the same thing. You are worth doing this work for, because no matter what the outcome of the relationship you're in is, you will never regret becoming a better version of yourself. And that's exactly what we're doing in the Reconnect room. If you have questions, you need more understanding, message me. Let's talk through it. I am here to help you.